I feel like I'm hearing somebody from the roof. Is that possible? Oh. Oh. I think I got a hit. No. Is that a drivable car?
Oh, but I'm afraid someone got it stuck by his like irresponsible driving.
Okay, it's stuck.
It's
Who
stuck.
parked it? Who parked it like this?
I don't know. It must have been someone right before the stream.
Classic. What can I do with such a car? I could craft a fireplace on top of it.
Okay, that's another way.
But I could also
oh my god!
Try to push the car.
Oh my god! I'm so happy it actually worked. Guys, can you imagine how awkward it would be if it didn't?
Well, yeah. So now that if you manage to get your car stuck like I did, and I tried this few times, and I always got it unstuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that bad actually.
Like during the years since the cars were added, there were a lot of ways how to unstuck a car, you know. Like, the biggest usage of bow back then was like actually shooting the car because I started flipping so fast. And now you also mentioned the fireplace, right? People had to kind of do that.
So very...
Yeah. So you know, so now there is a very official way.
The push action will help a lot to remove some headaches. You're obviously not able to push a car through the map. Maybe to some extent, but yeah, it's not that powerful. Yeah, so I mean, if we are now talking about the car, so we looked at the amphibious track, increased its driving capabilities. So you are, as a driver, not suffering that much, you know, when like climbing uphill and driving over the terrain. What we also did is we looked at the off-road O2 and it's something similar, so you should also see a difference. And driving on a grass should also feel generally, and that's for the case for all the cars, perhaps less slippery. It's gonna be like slower but less slippery. You will test it, you know, on the experimental.
Yeah, I guess people need to have the feel for it, right?
Yeah,
it's very hard to describe.
But,
Anyway, nice. Can we find a zombie with a cool new hat so you can equip it and show people properly?
Oh, okay. No, you know what? I'm just gonna actually take this field shovel, which is also new.
Ah, okay. I didn't realize. Sorry. It was blending so nicely. Like, that's cool.
For some people, returning the field shovel, because obviously it was in the game years back in the Legacy version.
Yeah, that's...
Are finally returning it with the animations, you know, edited animations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little shovel that I can just put into my jacket.
Yeah. And it's also a decent weapon, I assume?
It is, yeah. I wanted to make the sprint attack.
Nice.
Oh, this guy was already beaten up with pristine. Nice.
Let's equip it.
Ooh,
oh, yeah.
This is pretty.
Wait. Okay, so, yeah, nice. Put it on. And you have even the sewing kit, so you can fix it.
To fix it, I actually like it beaten up here. You know? It's like, what is interesting about this headgear is this actually like part of like a very old Soviet-made NBC suit. It was actually meant like gas mask. It was meant underneath. And like this, you know,
that's cool. Can you inspect it a bit more, because we jumped in only for a bit. It's nice. I like the texture is nice. Looks really rugged.
I get definitely nice survival gear. I think like we are introducing a couple of like mostly headgear items when it comes to cosmetic.
Like few.
Yeah.
So we are talking about plural.
Few. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, that's like the headgear is like, you know, one of the very, you know, exposed slots that make you distinct looking from others. Right? More than, I don't know, shoes or something. So it's really cool. We are changing the skybox and also the lighting. So there is a lot of changes, a lot of very noticeable changes. So if you play DayZ daily, you will almost immediately notice that what's different. There has been some speculations, primarily driven by our calendars, monthly calendars, right?
Alright.
So for a long time,
that we do with calendars.
So we always try to make them so they look pretty and everything, so they look really nice on your desktop. And this year we started using the full in-game screenshots with some color corrections only. And yeah, we were thinking, I was like, when do you guys notice that? Oh, you're actually this is actually
real.
Yeah. So that was really fun to watch. Well, yeah, like we were getting it hyped up more in the recent times, so there were already some people suspecting that something is changing.
And they were right. So is it time?
Press the button.
I'm pressing the button, guys. So we have one scene where you can actually see how it's gonna look in the game. This wasn't like changed at all. Our great community manager Lynn prepared this, and you can see that like it really differs, and this wasn't adjusted at all. So we actually did like this scene of the same scenery, but you know, different stuff. So, and yeah, as I said before, because I was too excited, maybe too early, sorry Adam, this is for me, like in 1.23, honestly the best thing, because when you can actually see like it in the game, it adds just so much to the atmosphere. Especially at night, you can see, not in the screenshots, but you can see like, you know, a Milky Way, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So
what I can also mention is that we've got different skies for summertime, which is Livonia, and also different skies for autumn, which is Chernarus. So by playing on different maps, you will actually like get different experience, different atmosphere, you could say. So that's also a thing that we did. Well, I can also mention that because I've seen some concerns of like some speculations over the last calendar, which actually showed the Milky Way too. That picture was boosted up a little bit to make sure that the colors are more visible in general, because that's what we try to do, you know, like when we put like darker pictures on the socials, we want to make sure that they are, you know, visible on all kinds of devices. So yeah, the nighttime will be like, you know, like not that crazy colorish and everything. So but yeah, it's you will see for yourself soon.
But hey,
so this is just like for a quick glimpse. So you guys know that the clouds that we showed are actually real. So this is Livonia. This is how the clouds look like on Livonia. This is pretty much like noon too, so it's like very bright. But yeah, you can see the puffy clouds. They also move around, so you can like actually notice it. Like they are not staying at one place, and then cloud is moving.
So you can get your favorite like DayZ buddy, and you can lie in grass and just start talking about the shape of the clouds and what it reminds you of. It can be a really nice Sunday afternoon.
What is this? This looks different, doesn't it? So like for a long time we felt like the castle tower had quite a lot of issues when walking up and down, you know, when it comes to the collision geometry, and one also felt like this is kind of like unsafe in general. So yeah, we took a time, we redesigned the interior and added a lot of these like beam supports that are sort of like making those platforms in between. So yeah, that's basic. We also made the staircase wider now, so it's much
more accessible.
Much more. It's just gameplay is just generally better, you know. You don't have to just fall off.
It accommodates characters of all sizes.
There's also holes in the floors
to shoot people.
So those you know, some interesting gameplay opportunities we're going to see up. So yeah, it's a new updated castle tower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we kept the exterior mostly intact. It's just the inside is, you know, staircase is wider. The beam supports were added in, so you just don't fall off, you know, at all times. and yeah, just
No, that makes
edit
sense.
some.
It also used to be kind of empty. You just came in and it was kind of like, it was a weird place. So
yeah, you got some like from the bottom, from the top. Sorry, so you can just put my Winchester here since. Oh yeah.
My God.
So we had an interesting brainstorm of how could we bring players closer together, and particularly the ones that just wants to start playing, right? So there's some people just choose a server. It's like, okay, let's play on this one. We don't have the character in there yet, so okay, we will just spawn somewhere, right? Like that's usual DayZ. And so we actually brainstorm how could we improve that so people are closer together, have higher chances of bumping into each other, be it friends or strangers, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I guess you agree, if you bump into a stranger in the beginning, you are more likely to make the friends with them and just roll on together, right? So we were thinking of how do you improve the chances of happening, this happening. And so we're actually trying, it's an experiment, you could say, right now with 123. We are trying to bring players closer together, the fresh ones, the new characters that are spawning in by so-called spawning groups. So essentially, the server is cycling through different groups or areas of spawning over time, and so you may end up for a limited time spawning in Beresino area, then you will move to Electro and so on. So this is something that we've sort of implemented now and set up.
But yeah, this will only mean that, let's say, if you're gonna spawn at the same time, one of your friends won't be in Kumarovo and the other one won't be in Svetloyarsk, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what it means. You will be somewhat closer.
No,
because I always liked grouping up with friends. It gave you some sense of purpose and it gave your life much higher value. But at the same time, sometimes you don't have time to search each other for 2 hours. Especially maybe you want to show the game to a new friend of yours, right? So then it can get a bit tricky. So, but we also don't want to make it hey, just add each other, and spawn together. There are mods for that on PC, and we don't believe that it's supposed to be a vanilla experience. But we wanted to kind of do a bit for it. So,
and we're very much looking forward to see what is gonna happen on the experimental.
Yeah, exactly. With stuff like this, we can try to predict something, right? But we always need to see it actually in the public, people playing. So if you will be able to join the experimental, that will be great.
And in addition to that, we are also introducing, primarily for the consoles, the ability to override the spawning gear of the player itself.
Okay.
So, player character itself. So you will basically be able to override server side with a new dedicated file. What's the spawn gear?
So it will be big for console servers that are
console community servers. Yeah. PC, this modding unlocked, there's customization happening,
but for console specifically, the big, I don't know, PvP servers, right? Which want to spawn people in specific places with specific gear, they will be able to do that.
Yeah. So you will specific gear. Yeah, you will get the option to override.
So hopefully, the server admins of the console servers will appreciate that, and they.
And so we changed the Northwest Airfield, also called Vibor Air Base, depending what kind of sources are you looking at, and we simplified the layout. We thought that it was way too cluttered for the looting and also for the interaction, so we simplified that and also added a lot more details that are related to the airfield, made it more authentic, you could say. So yeah, there's a lot of smaller things, smaller details. We've teased the plane with the stream, which is hiding in a fog somewhere. And look at it.
Wow.
So it's the first thing that everybody sees when entering the base from the south. It's this very nice looking MiG-21 statue, which is very common thing that was done on the Soviet air bases, essentially. It has the logo of the Chernarus Defense Forces, so that's basically the Air Force of there. There's the Chernarus local air force.
It's nice. I'm just thinking whether you can climb on it and snipe people
Yes, you
from
can.
it.
Okay, so we're in the HQ area. As you can see, it has simplified a lot compared to the previous one. I feel like I'm hearing somebody from the roof. Is that possible? Oh! Oh! I think I got a hit. It was a nice shot. I didn't even check my ranging. I just went for it, you know? Yeah, I'm tempted, you know? What could be in there? The ATC from here. Is anybody on top? No. Oh, it's a fire station. Look at it. It's a different one. Not the one that you're used to. What's in here? Raids around. Looking in the plane. Oh, Bison magazine, okay. Can I wear the gas mask? Okay, we can wear it. Oh, oof.